for OneWrestling.com. This is Bill Apter. You are down in Apter's Alley, and you are too, and you're probably wondering, who is this?
My name is Rob Dimension. I am a multi-award-winning filmmaker. I'm a writer, director, actor, but more importantly, Bill,
Yes,
I am a former pro wrestling manager, and it's all because of you.
that is true. That's a story for another time.
It is.
But Rob Dimension was a well-known manager here on the East Coast, and he had a lot of aggravation and heat from this guy,
Who is that?
the king of old school, Steve Corino.
Yeah, he's my pal.
Yeah.
At least, well, I don't know if we really admit it, but
in the non-wrestling
That's
world.
true, yes.
Okay, well, we're going to put him down so he can. Anyway, I invited you down here to Apter's Alley because beside everything, you are a major wrestling fan.
I really am.
Yeah, I know that, and you've been watching the WWE Network
Love it.
regularly. Yeah, me too, and I can't wait for WrestleMania 30. So we were out last night having dinner, and we live in the same neighborhood. And he said, "I've never been down to the alley." I said, "Tonight's the night." I said, "But you got to do your homework." I said, "What I want to do is talk about WrestleMania 30. 30 years ago, Vince McMahon Jr. had an idea.
He did.
And he thought he was going to, well, he didn't think he was going to lose his shirt. Everybody thought he was going to lose his shirt, his house, everything. But here we are looking back 30 years ago at WrestleMania #1. That set the bar. That set it.
It really did.
Yeah. And now 30 years later, here we are. So we figured we would discuss the matches of WrestleMania
And I
30.
even took notes, Bill. I'm taking this
You
serious.
did? Where did you watch this? Let's see what he can do now, folks. Okay, so let's start talking about. Now you can see that the alley here is decorated with various magazine covers of WWE magazine and Fighting Spirit magazine.
It's like a museum here.
Yeah, but these were decorated because these are all people that are involved in WrestleMania. So let's start with something that I'm concerned about.
Okay.
Okay. Even though he's putting up a very brave front, I have never seen John Cena so fatuzzled. We'll use that word for lack of, but really so. I saw him a few weeks ago, and he didn't even want to talk about this whole thing with Bray Wyatt. I've never seen him on edge like this before. These are your picks. My picks are going to come at another time.
Yeah.
But John Cena against Bray Wyatt, he's never dealt with anyone like that.
Well, I think that coming into WrestleMania just a few weeks ago, Bray Wyatt really had the edge. He was inside the mind of John Cena. And you're right. You've never seen John Cena like that. But I think that this past Monday night on Raw, John Cena really brought his own. And he said, you know what? Let's go now. It's time to go. So I think that... I think John Cena is going to rise to the occasion.
Okay.
And I think that while the Wyatts on the outside will be a major concern. Everyone wants to follow the Buzzards, and I understand that I kind of look like a Wyatt, but I am.
He does, or a Brian.
I am very pro Cena. I think that John Cena is going to rise to the occasion. I think John Cena is going to win.
Okay. John Cena in his match against Bray Wyatt. Rob Dimension picking John Cena.
Absolutely.
Okay. So now let's talk about the man known as Brock Lesnar, and of course Paul Heyman, his spokesman. He's very vocal about how Brock Lesnar is going to kill the streak off. That this is it.
I have something interesting about this. So WrestleMania 29. Paul Heyman was actually involved in possibly ending the streak with CM Punk against The Undertaker.
And it didn't happen.
It did not happen. But this year, does Paul Heyman have what it takes? Does he know the secret to beat The Undertaker?
Well, it's not if he knows the secret. He might know the secret to beating it, but Brock Lesnar physically has to get in there and do it.
Brock Lesnar, the beast incarnate. I would love to say that I think that Brock Lesnar is going to win. But on Monday night on Raw, he gave The Undertaker an F5. And while while The Undertaker was not laid out 100%, he kind of got up and acknowledged the fact, that what happened. I think the streak continues.
Okay. So,
I love Brock Lesnar. My son will be so mad for me picking The Undertaker, but I
Yeah.
do. I think that Brock Lesnar is just a phenomenon. I think that he is.
that he's going to do it.
He's a
That-
monster.
But you think the
I
Undertaker?
do think The Undertaker rises to
will-
the occasion because
okay.
if you look at the last few years, The Undertaker has had amazing matches.
Oh, absolutely.
Triple H, Shawn Michaels.
Is Brock Lesnar the type in your mind to get psyched out by the Undertaker? Is he scared of the Undertaker?
I don't know if he's scared because you have to figure this guy fought in UFC. So I do think that there's a lot of pressure. You know, when you're undefeated and every time that you step back in the ring, there's more pressure on The Undertaker because now the odds are against you.
Absolutely.
The same way when you go gambling. Every $5 you bet, sooner or later you're going to lose. Well, this is the position where The Undertaker's at, where there is a possibility he can lose. But I just don't think Brock Lesnar's the guy.
Possibility, not the probability.
I don't think so.
Okay, let's talk about this guy. This guy, Andre the Giant,
The
memorial.
yeah. And it's
Battle
great that
Royal.
they're representing him.
Oh, I think it's
after all
fantastic.
this
I love
time.
how they're going back to the roots of the business, so to say.
That's what made me
And-
a fan.
Yeah.
You know?
You're talking about this guy?
Well, not just that, but I think that when you look at wrestling in that time frame, when WrestleMania 3 was really
Yeah,
the mecca,
Yeah.
to make the Immortals.
When we raised the roof of the
yeah,
dome,
I
brother.
think that's what created this, where it was okay to enjoy wrestling.
Yeah,
And I mean, as a kid, I loved it. Loved it. It was fantastic.
So your pick now for this invitational. Who is going to come out of that ring as the very first winner of the Andre the Giant
I think
Memorial
the
Battle
obvious
Royal?
choice is the Big Show. He has the
No,
size.
I don't think so, but go ahead.
He has the size. I also believe that last year, Dolph Ziggler had what I consider one of the best moments on WWE TV for the last year when he came back the night after WrestleMania, cashed in his Money in the Bank, beat Del Rio. So The Miz has been talking about how he's the man, how he's been boasting about how he's going to be the man to win.
Nah.
I think my pick this year, Dolph Ziggler.
I'm going to give you my pick because I so disagree with you at this point. And I said that I was not going to give away. I said I was not going to give any of my picks away right now, but I'm going to give this one up. Mark Henry. Okay? Mark my words.
It's not bad.
Mark my words. Okay, let's move on now
You have
to
inside information?
No comprende.
Okay.
Let's move on now to the Vicky Guerrero Invitational Divas Battle Royal, where AJ Lee, the Divas champion, of course, can lose the title if anyone gets
She's the
beaten.
longest reigning Divas champion.
She is. And who do you pick in that
Well,
one?
I think she's having problems with Tamina, which was supposedly her muscle. I think that you have the Total Divas, you have the Bellas, and you have Natty, and you have Summer Rae, and even the Funkadactyls. I love Naomi. I think that she's got a chance. She's really stepped up this year, but I have to go with Natty.
Okay.
Natty is my
a
pick.
lot of people. That's the very popular pick
due.
in that match.
She's paid her dues, and she is due.
The tag team belts are on the line. The Usos,
Yes.
the champions, against the Real Americans,
Yes.
Los Matadors.
Yes.
And
Ryaxel.
yeah,
Or Ryback Axel.
Yes, yes,
It's
yes,
just a
yes,
mess.
yes.
I'm a big fan of Mr. Perfect, so I would love to say Ryback and Curtis Axel. I don't think that they have exactly what it takes yet. They're not really finding their groove.
So who do you pick?
I pick Usos to retain.
Okay, and my pick, I'm going to give another one of my picks.
Okay.
You really got me in the
It's
mood.
all on the table.
I think the Real Americans, we the people, it's their time.
You think
Okay,
so?
Yeah.
They have a lot of static going on.
They do
there.
have a lot of static, but I just think that they're going to win it. I could change
Cesaro
my.
is an animal.
I could change my mind
You could,
before
but
WrestleMania.
you're right.
I'm allowed. That's correct. I am allowed to do that. Let's look at the Shield against
It's Kane
and the New Age Outlaws. Kind of people say that's the Old Age Outlaws, but I cannot see the Shield losing that.
Well,
match.
you have power and experience with the New Age Outlaws and Kane. You also have unity and hunger with the Shield.
Oh, extreme hunger.
And I'll tell you what, if you haven't become a fan of the Shield in recent months with Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose, what matches these guys are having. They are complete athletes, and they possibly are I mean, not even possibly. They are the future of WWE.
Yeah.
My
but-
pick is obviously the Shield. I think it's going to be a great match. I think that you're going to see Roman Reigns really shine. You're going to see Seth Rollins do a lot of high flying. It's going to be a lot of mix of different ingredients that are going to put together this fantastic match.
All right.
Big
Let's
fan.
move up the card now. This guy over here against. Oh, where is he?
Oh, he's right
He's
here.
behind me against this guy over here. Daniel Bryan, yes, yes, yes. Triple H, no, no, no. What? This is a tough one.
This is a tough one.
There's a lot going on here,
There is.
psychologically and physically.
Every few years, a superstar comes along the way, whether it's Hulk Hogan or whether it's the Ultimate Warrior or whether it's John Cena. Is the Yes Movement the really the laying out the red carpet for Daniel Bryan? Is this Daniel Bryan's time? When you're facing someone that's in charge of really the corporation, and he really has what he calls what's best for business. Is Triple H going to go to every possible avenue that he needs to go to make sure that he wins?
He will.
That is the big question.
Look out for the sledgehammer.
Or does the Yes Movement rise above and win for the Gipper?
Cut to the chase. Who do you pick?
I choose Daniel Bryan.
Okay, Daniel Bryan. So then let's go now to the World Heavyweight Championship match. It will be Randy Orton, the World Heavyweight Champion, against Batista and
Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan.
Mm-hmm.
Who wins?
I think it's time. I think Daniel Bryan pulls through, and I think it's time for the Yes Movement is going to be in full effect.
You say yes.
I do. I say yes.
All right.
Yes. Yes.
Rob Dimension, thank you for joining us
Thanks
here
for having
on
me.
Aptors Alley. And where can people find you on the
You
internet?
can find me at Rob Dimension on Twitter. You can also look at my websites, robdimension.com or you'vebeenrobfilms.com. And you can check out my movies, No Clowning Around and Baggage. And the reason for the beard is we are starting production on our next film, Rabbit Hole, which starts this Sunday, actually WrestleMania Sunday. So I'm going to miss some of the show, but it's for the arts.
It is. And by the way, regarding this beard, I can use as much of that up here as I can get. For Bill Apter and Rob Dimension down here at Aptors Alley, let's point right into the camera. We'll see you at the matches.